Welcome, Cosmic Explorers, to the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour with your host, Rebecka Gregory. Gift yourself with the next hour to look within, expand, grow, and open to new possibilities. So come along for a joy-filled journey into the cosmic truth of you.
And welcome to the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour. This is Rebecka Gregory here this evening on this Friday the 13th. Woo! And what a Friday the 13th it is. I welcome everyone joining me here this evening to be here on this Friday night. Excuse me, I need to take a drink of my tea. To be here on this beautiful Friday night with everything that's going on in the world, the craziness that's going on in the world right now with... everything's in upheaval. I've been experiencing my own upheaval on a personal level this last couple weeks, so I want to be completely authentic with you tonight. Tonight's just kind of go with the flow night. Just so much going on, and I've been knocked down a little bit this past week, just kind of on my own journey and my own lesson, and my energy level of everything tonight is a little low, so I want to be completely honest with you. So I thought, since mine is low, and I'm sure everybody else is right now feeling, especially if you're impasse and you're feeling into energy of everything that's going on and all the fear that's going on in the world right now, and just the frantic feeling, the chaos. I live here in Jacksonville in Beach, Florida, and right now the TBC has been canceled. So today was very interesting driving around town with everybody, you know, frantically running around of what to do, cars everywhere, just feeling into everything. You know, the stores, I went into the store today. It was so interesting. I went into Trader Joe's today and just to pick up a few things to get me through. And I literally felt like I was standing in the movie of like a zombie apocalypse movie, with like nothing on the shelf. Everything was cleared out. And it was just like, what is going on? And you stop to think, what is going on right now? You know, everybody, it's, I really believe right now what is going on is that perfect balance of polarity. We'll talk tonight. We're going to talk about the 13th original clan mothers in a few, and this month's moon of what it is, since we didn't get to talk about it on the full moon because we had beautiful Claudia with us. But, you know, I really feel right now like this is the time. I mean, this is the time that we need to step up. Everybody needs to step up. One word that came to me the night was detachment, you know, learning to detach for things. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But it's really that balance right now between fear and love. You know, what everybody's been talking about is moving into the heart space. And this is like this virus that's going on right now is the biggest challenge. My friend was telling me that that I was unaware in New Zealand, Ariana, who joins our show every once in a while, that in Maui, the language of the indigenous people, you know, corona means crown. So very interesting, the name of this virus right now, you know, so it's like, sit back and where do you want to be on what side of the fence? Do you want to feed the fear? Or do you want to step into the love and the heart space and the detachment that needs to happen right now so we can move forward in the consciousness of the planet and not feed, what has been out there so, you know, just inundated everywhere. And I've never, just being experiencing it. I went up to the mountains just to get away this past week, and just seeing the difference of traveling to the mountains and coming near cities and going near Air Force bases and then being back home. It's just been a very interesting, energetic journey for me personally. And coming back here to the home base and feeling the energy after being in the mountains, it wiped me off my feet today. And that's why my energy is really low. And I really had a hard time getting myself grounded and back because of everything right now that's piled up. And really, I found today one of the best things to do is rest. So I'm throwing that out to everyone out there. Really take the time to rest right now. Moving through this, you start to feel overwhelmed and feeling into it. Keep yourself grounded and take a nap. Take as many naps as you need right now. I think rest is the best thing to regroup and just kind of rewind and let go of everything so you don't find yourself getting caught up into the attachment of the fear that's going around in the world right now, and keeping yourself centered and aligned. It's like another level of navigation that I've never experienced before. So we all need to stick together. And speaking of sticking together, if anybody we had a miracle happen, and I'm going to tell you, my computer's been acting up and it wouldn't connect to the internet, and it's just, I don't know what it's been doing. And also the call button disappeared. Well, miracle happened tonight. Everything is working. I'm at my computer. And so, good things are happening in the world, and miracles are happening everywhere, that if we can open up to see them as well. So in saying that, I just one of the things I realized this weekend, that we can do right now with everything going on is, just staying in the fun and then playing anything. And what I was saying before, I kind of got a little lost there, is if anybody like to call in tonight and share what they're feeling, how they're navigating this energy, because we all need each other's help right now. If you have any interest in the things you're doing that might be different than some other people, or what you've been reading or anything, just to kind of keep grounded and keep navigating these energies. Oh my gosh, I open to hearing anything right now. So the number to call in is 517-208-1500. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to chat, see what's going on. If you just like to share something, a story or anything, I'd love to hear from you. Also, I wanted to tell you this May, if you're in the New York area, I will be attending the New Life Expo for Oneness Talk Radio. So I will be there at that booth. So anybody listening this evening, come check us out in May at the Oneness Talk Radio booth and Tulsa Blue Mountain at the New Life Expo in New York City in May. So we'll see what happens. And also, do we have any other announcements? Oh, I just want to thank Jan at Stone Soup in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. I was over there this weekend. So if you're anywhere near Fort Walton Beach or traveling that way, highly recommend stepping into Stone Soup. It's a little sanctuary of gifts and just magic. And it's just, it was just so beautiful to see the community that goes into that store and sits and talks and really helps each other and nourishes each other out. So it was really beautiful to witness that this weekend. And so I'm just sending a shout out to Stone Soup. So if you're in the area, stop by and see Jan. She has beautiful things in her stores, crystals and everything. And just the community of women, the community of people that go in there was just beautiful to see, holding and connecting to each other. So I just felt like I needed to throw that out there. So what you do, I love my cards, so I thought we'd draw some cards tonight. And the first one I did tonight is the Divine Feminine cards. So they're by Megan Watterson. So I always like to announce what cards I'm running, so you can go out and get them if you like. And these are beautiful cards. And the card that came up tonight, it's just very interesting, everything that kind of fell into place tonight when I prepared for this, which was basically last minute. And the card that came up tonight is Kuan Yin, and I can't even say her name right now, the goddess of compassion. And I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. And there's a little saying, I like to read this one little part here. Curiosity allows us to detach from the needing to take the suffering of someone we love personally. Curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. It frees us from feeling as though we have to react to what we hear or defend and explain our part in their suffering. We can just perceive the pain that they are in, or we can finally hear our own cries of despair and not seek to judge or justify them. We can just be present to what needs to be heard. And I like to just take a deep breath and sink that in for a second, because that's kind of what's happening right now in the world. It's time to, we're so caught up in the world of not being aligned in our truth, not being able to speak who we are. There's a huge balance. I've actually really experienced this past week what I've been through on a personal level of seeing, I look at it as a journey of being seen exactly what's going on in this world, from, the fear, taking action and not knowing the whole truth of what's going on that can spiral everything out of control, and looking at it from all different levels, from the 3D level, the 4D level, the 5D, as Sheree and Kara always talk about, the witness and the witnesser, and looking up in that level. And that's really what's being asked of us right now, is to step into that energy of looking and witnessing and knowing that when a person is expressing what they're feeling or expressing what they're saying, to not allow ourselves to be pulled into their suffering, to allow it to encompass who we are, but be curious in opening up and expanding out just to witness what's going on and to know that where they are stemming from and where they are, that they have their own story behind what it is. It's not a personal attack on you. It's not meant to hurt or harm you in any way. People do have ill intent. I do acknowledge that, but that ill intent is always stemmed from somebody else. Like a bully is usually bullied, so the reasons people act to you the way they do, once again, don't take it personally and have curiosity to stand in that witness stand that we don't have to take on other people's suffering. And right now with the energy of the world, the suffering out there and the victimhood is at an all-time high. And learning to detach, and that's another thing I'm going to go into in a few minutes. We need to step into the world of love, but more so in the more of creation, of co-creating and learning to detach from what we need to detach from, to open up to experience the world, because that's why we're here. We are humans beings having an experience, and to stop being so hard on ourselves and judging ourselves and looking at things almost, from a child's point of view. I was at the river this weekend, and talking about curious, I had the opportunity to be up in Black Mountain and hiking through the woods, and it was this beautiful meditation rock. And as we're sitting on the rock, I just, saw the river, and, the river's freezing right now, but it wasn't a high river. It was just a low river. And, every ounce of my being saying I had to get in that river. And I had to push myself out of the comfort zone and detach from the weather. It's cold, or I'll get frostbite, or, whatever was going through my mind at that time. But I sat there and looked at it for a while and finally said, forget it. I need to get in this river. I need to cleanse myself. I need to be in that. I need to have fun. I need to play. I need to let go what I'm holding on to, I'm resisting, of allowing myself to be free. And so I took my shoes and socks off, and I was with my daughter and a friend, and we kind of rolled up and we went in the river. We did the William Hoff, got over the fear of the coldness, and actually it wasn't that bad. And we went in the river, and it was just so freeing of stepping out of that comfort zone and detaching from all those thoughts of, it'll be cold, I can't go in the river, it's winter time, blah, 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 whatever was going through that mind, and just allowing myself to be free in that moment, and allowing myself to open and just be playful and be joyful. And it really reminded me, if that's what I need to be right now, and that's what the world needs to be right now, in that playful energy, that leads to love, that leads to joy. And the best way to do that is through having fun and pushing yourself outside the box to have fun, and not being so caught up in being attached on, what somebody's going to think about you, or what somebody's going to, how you're going to feel about yourself if you do. If it gives you joy, then do it. So, and one of the biggest ways of joy is, which, yes, I'm going to do it again. I do this every once in a while, and I really think it's needed tonight with everything. And I want us to open our hearts when we do this. And are you ready? Yes, I think it's time for a laugh fest, a cosmic tune-up, Cosmic Explorers Laugh Fest. I'm really feeling we need to laugh right now because, it's just what's going on right now. It's, on one sense, I know things are happening, but it's kind of funny. It's, we talked about the universal fuckery. I mean, this is just huge universal fuckery now. It's hysterical, the masses of everything that's going on right now. So I just want everybody just to take a deep breath right now. And just put your hands on your heart and just feel that heart and just allow that heart to open. Allow that joy to come out. Allow that curiosity to come out. Feel yourself, just allow yourself to detach of the heaviness and the fear and all the bullshit that's going on right now in this world that's keeping us locked down. And just laugh now and allow yourself to open on the count of 3. You ready, everyone? 1, 2, 3. Shake your hands, shake your body, just feel it. Just allow yourself to be light and free, carefree, curious, fun. Woo! Okay, how did that everybody feel for everyone? I hope everybody's shaking it off and feeling good right now, because I know I'm feeling much better now. So thank you, laughter. So I I invite all you cosmic explorers out there to really just every day do two things: dance, laugh, and if it gets too much, take a nap. So it's time to go back to kindergarten, where we get to dance, we get to laugh, and we get to take a nap. I mean, I've always said, what happened to naps? Because naps are just awesome. And we should all take naps every day so we don't melt down, especially now. So once again, if anybody would like to call in tonight, the number again is 517-208-1500. And I'm just going to go on with reading here and kind of what was guiding to do. So talking about detachment, as I was getting ready, this something popped up in front of me. So which is the law of detachment. Actually, this is from, I just had this sitting around. I don't know where the heck it came from. It just popped up. I don't know where it came from tonight. But it's from the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And, it's funny, when I was preparing for the show tonight, I was like into the fear. I was into this. I was into the experience I just had, my own personal experience, and like what I should talk about, And Spirit's so beautiful how it just guides you to the Kuan Yin with your curiosity. As I said, we're going to go to the book with the 13 clan members. Also the animal card we pulled. And then this pops up, the law of detachment. So I'm really getting the message tonight. It's really time for everyone to learn how to detach. To learn how to detach from our old belief systems, the old ways of bees, the things that keep us in our suffering and our pain. Because you know what? That is all the stuff that's leading the fear of everything that's going on right now. And the more of us who can stand up and detach from all that nonsense, and yes, I'm going to call it nonsense, the more we can open up to send into love, to send in the joy, to be in the curiosity, to expand the world to a different way of being. And right now it's needed more than ever, because that fear is fighting to stay alive more than you know. And if we allow it to stay alive, then who knows what's going to happen. But if we can stay in the love and go in the heart space of what the energy is calling for right now and detach, things can change. So I'm just going to read this right now, because I love to read things, because I never can just remember anything. So I just read them. So that's just me. So I just want to read this. This is, I don't even know how old this is, but anyhow, it popped up, so it needs to be said. The law says, so it's the law of detachment. It's the law number 6 of the spiritual laws that was from Deepak Chopra. This is from his talk from, I think, like 4 or 5 years ago. He might still say it now. I don't know. So the law says that in order to acquire anything in the physical universe, you have to relinquish, can't speak tonight, your attachment to it. This doesn't mean you give up the intention to create or desire. You give up your attachment to the result. Got that, guys? You give up your attachment to the result. And that's one thing, this is a very powerful thing to do. The moment you relinquish your attachment to the result, combining one-pointed intention with detachment at the same time, you have that which you desire. Anything you want can be acquired through a detachment, because detachment is based on the unquestioning belief in the power of your true self. I got to read that one over again. Anything you want can be acquired through detachment, because detachment is based on the unquestioning belief in the power of your true self. So unquestioning belief in the power of your true self. Attachment comes from the poverty consciousness, because attachment is always to symbols. Detachment is synonymous, I can't say that word, I'm sorry, with wealth consciousness, because with detachment there is freedom to create. True wealth consciousness is the ability to have anything you want, anytime you want, with least effort. To be grounded in this experience, you have to be grounded in the wisdom of uncertainty. Got that? To be grounded in this experience, you have to be grounded in the wisdom of uncertainty. In this uncertainty, you will find the freedom to create anything you want. And that's so true. And that's kind of what's going on right now. We're getting, things are coming up to test us. Things are coming up right now. The balance scales of the world is shifting right now. This new energy is coming in right now. And it's up to us to detach from all the old that was. And when I talked about earlier, going into the creation, and by detaching and staying in that uncertainty, and that's the key, staying in the uncertainty and letting go of the attachment to the result of what you want to create. And And creating, it doesn't have to be always abundance or something physical in this world. Creating is just creating happiness. Creating is creating joy, to let go of the attachment, what joy looks like, to open up, to allow it to be, to free yourself from everything that holds the worries, to free yourself from your own self-sabotage you put on yourself all the time, to say no more, no more. I detach myself from my own ego, from my own self. I love my ego and I thank it for what it has done for me, but I have to detach from it right now so I can open up to expand and create. And that's the key of what we want to do. We need to do right now. We all need to detach from those attachments and really feel into that and open up to that space in order to create something new in this world. Because this fear is just, it's just blowing my mind. What is happening right now. And it's just, as I said, it is on the cusp of the new ride, of the new expansion. And where do you want to be? What side do you want to be on? I mean, now is like, you talk about the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. This is the moment of the opening up of who you are and standing in the truth, ways the truth, and finding out who you are and letting go of all that stuff that doesn't serve you anymore, from layers, from lifetimes, from everything, and experience and start to really step into the wisdom of you, step into the truth of you, step into, as they say, the great mystery, the uncertainty, and live from that world, because that's what's asked of us right now. What is being asked of us right now is to stand in that place, to listen to our intuition, to move and embody our body and be one with that, with the spirit of that we truly are, and the physical body we're here to experience, so we can come together and form that to create and be, just step into what's coming, telepathic and all these new gifts are coming out into the world where, people are starting to function different, and everybody's fighting against that right now. All the old fear is just everything. So it's time for the people, it's time for everyone. I invite everyone to open up and stand in that new space, to be in that new space, to open up and, not challenge people in a way, but detach from it and open up and, be curious, to stay in the compassion of things that are happening, knowing, they know what they do, and not knowing their story and where they are, and rising yourself above it, to learn to be a witness with everything you do. Challenge yourself to be the witness, in standing in your truth, but also knowing when somebody you're talking to is not going to stand or not going to see or not going to hear, because when you vibrate different, I've really come to see with this change I've been experiencing last week, that when you vibrate higher, people don't hear what you're really trying to say. And it was always so frustrating, like, people don't hear me, people don't hear me. Well, I realized this week, and this is just what sunk in for me, they don't hear me. They don't hear what I'm saying because they're not in the vibration of where I am, and they only hear what they want to hear based on who they are. So it's, once again, I needed to detach from that and open up to the awareness of that and discern on where that energy is to move forward. And kind of, I'm actually in my own balance right now, trying to figure out this new way to navigate myself with all these new awarenesses I'm having within myself. And I tried my best to open up and be authentic with everybody on the air and, lay everything on a line, because I'm just a firm believer right now. We have to, say what's going on no matter what it is. Say that, the other night, I was in a lot of anger with everything going on. With this week and everything going on, I had a lot of anger moving through me, and I just wasn't taking care of myself because I was so just wrapped up in other things that I had a meltdown the other night. And it was just, I hadn't had a meltdown that in a very, very long time. But it really made me stop and think, the boundary levels has to go to another lane. You really need to discern, and we really need to take the time to rest and take care of ourselves and keep ourselves light, and light in kind of light in the world and what's going on, and light in just not feeding into the fear. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but I'm just fine going back to the childlike nature right now, and also, protecting your home, when you come in, put the bubbles around it, whatever you need to do just to keep your home protected. When people come in and out, always clear, it's just right now opening up that awareness of your own self right now, to stand and send out the love, but also to keep yourself in your self-care and your self-love more so than ever. And it's funny, the virus right now, it just fascinates me with both angles of what's happening. But, it's like bringing everybody inside. And, that's what's being asked for us right now is the self-love, is the self-care, to go into the silence, to go into the stillness of us so we can explore, to release and let go the attachment of everything so we can move forward. So it's just, it's really fascinating to me, everything that's going on right now. So I wanted to move on because the animals were speaking tonight too. So I did pull an animal card as well. And I know I'm doing a lot of card readings tonight, but not really readings. I'm just kind of reading them. I can't do a reading. But so the night tonight, when I asked what needed to come forward, or what wanted to come forward the night for the show to kind of spread the word out, very interesting who showed up was the koi fish spirit. And this is, I got this deck is from Colette Baron Reed. It's the Spirit Animal Oracles. I always like to tell where I'm getting my information from. And the koi fish, there's always enough. And it's once again about the law of abundance, ensures that prosperity is our natural state. So regardless of temporary outer conditions, you can call in prosperity and magnetically attract the opportunities and abundance you need. So it's once again about opening up to that abundance and that change. Perhaps I'll just read one part of this. Perhaps you have suffered a loss or are afraid you soon will, or you have been scraping by and feeling there's simply no opportunities available for you to better your circumstances. Koi fish asks you to find prosperity within you by connecting to the spirit through spiritual practice. Spirit wants to remind you that your natural state is one of abundance. Remember all that you have to offer so that you can generate your own opportunities, love, relationships, and even more. So once again, it's just all about the abundance. It's opening up to who we truly are. It's letting go and knowing and that trust and that curiosity that we know who we are and being who we are and standing in that space of who we are and, laughing, playing is the most important thing right now. I can't express that enough. It's staying in the joy and in the heart and, being discerning and detaching. And it's just, the same message that's been for long, but it's like been amplified 100 times. So it's, just amazing stuff. So I want to thank everybody for listening tonight. And, I'm going to go back to right now. I'm going to talk a little bit about, I know every month we've been going with the full moons, and we missed the full moon last night last week, because beautiful Claudia came on to talk about Kambo, which is another thing. If you're into plant medicine or frog medicine and you know somebody who's a Kambo practitioner or feel called to do Kambo, I highly recommend it because it's very good for the immune support right now. So, if that's something up your ball, just throwing that out there as well with what's going on as well. But for those of you who are maybe listening for the first time tonight, I've been going every month through the 13 Original Clan Mothers by Jamie Sams. And I love this book, and it's just so apropos of what's going on right now. I read it a long time ago, and something just told me at the beginning of the year that every month I need to remind people of these teachings and what's going on. And so this month's, and just to reflect, I just wanted to reflect the first 3 moons. The first one in January was Talks with Relation. And these teachings are all about the truth. So the first one was to learn the truth, how to learn the truth. And then the second month was the Wisdom Keeper, how to honor the truth. And the third one this month is Ways the Truth, which is how to accept the truth. So the Ways the Truth is the grandmother. It is the keeper of equality and the guardian of justice, the fair judge and the divine law and the destroyer of deception, the mother of truth and protectress of the underdog, the mother of self-determination and responsibility. She teaches us how to find the ability to respond and how to be self-determined, how to feed the positive, not the negative, by using divine law, how to use equality with justice, being accountable for our actions and words, how to use personal integrity, ethics, and values to find healing solutions. Wow. I'm just going to say wow. With what's going on right now and the moon and the teachings of this moon. I mean, it's just so, I've been watching this and following this book, and it's just like every month, the synchronicities and what is happening in the world right now, what's shifting in the world right now. It's just following right along with this. And I know there's other teachings that are, saying all the teachings come together no matter what. going down to self-love. I mean, everything stems down to love. And I really believe that that's the next element, is that we need to learn love right now through vibration. And the element of love is where we're going. So I'm going to read right now Ways to Truth, the little poem that goes with it. Just read a few things. Just sit back and listen and open to this evening as we have story time here on the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour, because I love story time. So, Ways of Truth, the protectress of the meek, ways of truth for all to see, divine law, seeking balance, setting the spirit free. And here, ready, amid the chaos of earthly trials she stands, ready to issue justice, compassion in her hands. She answers when deception shows the destructive face of human greed and hatred, dividing every creed and race. Keeper of great mystery laws, whose guiding ways we seek, may we accept the oneness of the truths we hear you speak. Wow. The one line here of human greed and hatred, dividing every creed and race, going back to the lovely virus that's going on right now, and everything that's shutting down and everything that's closing down. I was thinking earlier today, as I said, I was in the midst of everything with the TBC closing down, which brings in thousands of people into town. And my thought that came was, look at this. It's starting, the energies are starting to shift and taking away, I was looking at it as greed, what people, the money that goes towards in the greed, with sports and things like that, and everything that's closing down now, all that, and bringing people together, I don't know. I just felt like today, just witnessing that, that was just kind of like what was starting happening, seeing the unfolding of the universe as we knowing, starting, with the virus that's, it's basically shutting cities down. That's, and people, I read an article somebody posted on Facebook. I don't check it a lot, but I did see this, and I feel like, like in Italy, where they're, in the homes and they're just singing out and showing the love and spreading the love, because they're in their homes, being quarantined right now. So it's like something that's of fear and supposed to be fear can be brought to love if we allow it and we open to that awareness of it and what it's doing and what it's really crumbling down, and the truth behind what's really going on, and on both sides of the end, on the fear side and the love side, and opening up to that, to stay in, the black and the white, but to stay in the middle, to stay in the gray, to see the gray part of everything, the balance of everything that's happening. So, reading about this, it's the third moon cycle. Ways the Truth is the clan mother, the third moon cycle, who teaches us divine law. She is the fair judge of human rights, the keeper of equality, and the guardian of justice. She does not judge our actions by bestowing punishment, but rather teaches us the principle of divine law. The actions we take are based on our decisions. If we decide to hurt another consciously, we have also made the decision unconsciously to receive the lessons connected to harming another. Ways of Truth teaches us that we are the ones who, in finding and accepting the truth of our actions, must decide what we will learn in order to make amends for the following that crooked trail, which would be the people off their path. The keeper of justice sees all sides of every situation with clarity and cannot be fooled by half-truths or lies. So once again, where can we open up and see all lies and open up to see the truth of everything all around and not settle for the half lies or half truths? Because I tell you, for me, I'm very good, when I know that something is a lie and not the truth, it spirals me out of control. Because I feel that, but I do look at everything, but, just the lies that people tell, it's like, why can't we just stay in the truth? And so as the guardian of the underdog, she is not swayed by personal opinions or obliterates the illusion of class distinction, hierarchy, wealth, supposed power, and popularity. She demands that justice and equality be applied to every life form in creation. By observing the obvious in every situation, this clan mother levels the ideas of self-importance that keeps human egos out of balance. She instructs us by showing us her own humility, allowing us to see our arrogance. Ways of Truth teaches us that taking on additional responsibilities is important in developing our self-determination. The clan mother understands the idea of weighing all sides of any situation in order to determine the truth. Self-determination can be seen as our ability to respond to all sides of life and to all of our talents and accept the truths found, even if we don't like what we have discovered. The destroyer of deception role, I love this one, the destroyer of deception, that is really cool. Rule's role in our life shows us that when we are self-determined, we have accepted the truth of what gives us joy and are not confused or influenced by what others want us to be. That one needs to be read again. The destroyer of deception role. So stepping right now to your destroyer of deception role, it is calling you out, everyone out there. And what that is, our life shows us that when we are self-determined, we have accepted the truth of what gives us joy and are not confused or influenced by what others want us to be. And where can you stand in that place? How many of us do things and say, why did I do that? Why did I allow myself to listen to that person when I knew that wasn't my truth? I knew that wasn't who I was supposed to be, and it didn't feel right to me, but I did it anyway. I'm guilty. And so, Cosmic Explorers, I'm asking you to become your destroyer of deception role and place that hat on and really, really go with it now, to find your joy. It's because when can then respond to our heart's greatest desires and find happiness through the determination found in the self-sense of well-being. So the cycle of truth that corresponds to this third moon is accepting the truth. Ways of Truth teaches us to accept the truth inside us, as well as accepting the truth of experiences we encounter in life. And if you're hearing a little whining right now, my little Jaeger man decided to break through the door and is whining because he wants attention. So if you hear a little whining in the back, that would be him. And so, and if we look at ourselves with cold eyes, accepting what we find, the truth of our strengths and our weaknesses can destroy the illusions that limit our potential. So that's what we need to do. Look at ourselves with a cold eye, accepting. Did you get that word? Accepting what we find. The truth of our strengths and our weaknesses can destroy the illusions that limit our potential. Ways of Truth teaches us that we do not need to focus on what is weak or wrong with us, but rather on what is strong and right with us. Divine law shows us that cause and effect do rule our universe of polarity. If we feed the negative by being critical, the shadow side of our nature is fed. When we praise right action and work to develop the skills of our talents or Anita's, our spiritual essence expands. So where do you want to be right now? Do you want to stay in the shadow side? And I'm not saying we have to become allies with the shadows, because I'm a firm believer that, our gifts and talents are in those shadows as well. But in saying that, when we say into the negative and the self-doubt and not being self-determined on who we are and staying in the joy, it keeps us locked down in that shadow. And the shadow doesn't want us to really stay there. It wants us to be allies and allow and use it to help us grow, to move through into the light, to balance both out, to be in the gray, to stay in the gray, because we balance in between the two all the time. And I hope that's making sense to you, and really embracing that, because these teachings I just love these teachings. I love all the teachings out there, in the world right now that are really for the positive, and it's also time right now that, there's some people out there and some teachers out there, to really, I always tell everybody, and I think I've said this before, always be discerning with the information you receive, no matter where it's coming from. And always check in with yourself for your own truth, because what might be true for another person might not be true for you. So always remind yourself to check in no matter what information, and don't buy into everybody's story, because everybody's story and what they teach is also based on their own beliefs in some way, shape, or form. So always step in and see what is truth. Remember what is true for you, to follow your true heart and follow who you are, because that is the way that we need to be, staying our truth, aligning to who we are, and being there and staying there. So just to finish here, the back of this, to grow, every human being picks the lesson he or she needs to learn, adding the experiences to the burden basket. And we all have burden baskets, don't we? Those burdens that we carry on, those worries that we hold on to, the things that, once again, going back, the attachments that we keep attached into our bodies that weigh us down, that are no longer needed, that don't need to be here. But however, we just keep on holding them down, holding on to them. So to finish this, he or she carries on his or her earth walk. The responsibility of accepting the truth of those lessons is left to the individual determining whatever that person feels encumbered or freed by the experiences. So divine law will bring life abundant to all relations if we feed our goodness and starve the shadow that's fed by the old pain. How beautiful is that? I mean, seriously, that's kind of what's going on right now in the world right now, isn't it? Divine law will bring life abundance to all of our relations if we feed our goodness and starve the shadow that is fed by our old pain. And the fear is our old pain, and the fear is like smacking us universally in the face right now, and once again, I'm going back to my universal fuckery, where the truth lies, to untrick. How can you untrick and step into the truth, and step into who you are, and step into the love and the joy and the compassion and the fun and the and where should you be to create without attachment, to detach from it, to stay focused and flow, because we all can walk in the beauty as a living vessel of love if we open up to walk in that vessel of beauty of love. And I'm not saying it's easy to do. It's a challenge every day, and everybody has their ups and downs. As I said, just tell a little bit of my story. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail right now, and maybe one day I will. I had a situation of just my daughter going through an experience on her own, where, she ended up in the hospital, and just the trickery I had to deal with, from people not understanding what was happening to her, and people feeding into the fear of what was going on and not listening to the truth of what was going on, and the challenges and struggle of that. And I'm having her home with her now, which has been a beautiful experience of her now opening up to a new world, and being able to witness that, of her recreating herself and holding that space for her. So that's been a very interesting experience for me. Just, stepping in my truth and discernment of being thrown something that was unexpected, but yet I know happened for a reason, looking at the higher level, the universal level of it. I know she's been struggling with what's going on right now, and I think she's listening right now, so I love you if you are listening. And it's, but seeing the beauty underneath of it, seeing a talent open up because of it, that she's opening to explore, that she always knew was there but was hiding from, and just but also then learning the boundaries of staying in the fear of what was, and opening up to that fear to step forward and step out of that and saying yes. And it's so important right now to say yes, and it's so important right now to find your group of people that are there for you no matter what, that aren't going to judge you, that you can talk to, that are going to support you, and you can feed off and say anything you want to, that will just, allow you just to say and experience and express, but not give into and allow you to stay in the victim state, to not allow you, to open you up, to help move you forward, to bring you into who you need to be, because we all are navigating a new world now. And as I said, truth, authenticity, being vulnerable, just laying it all out, and just being just who we are, the energy we are, because every person on this planet, has lived their experience, has been in their experience, has their belief system, has everything that's going on. We're all together in this. Nobody, even the people that are asleep, nobody's not alone. And just, planting the seeds where you can for those that are asleep, but also know if they want to stay asleep, that's their choice. And even family members or whoever it might be, if they don't want to change, and knowing that our here way to serve is just to plant the seeds, like the healing that somebody goes through and the transformation that somebody goes through, that has to be their choice. that we cannot force somebody to open up. We cannot force somebody to change, but we can set boundaries with those people to say, I love you, but I love myself enough that I need time, and I respect where you are, but I don't want to be in that world that you're in right now because I don't feed into that. I am here for you, but I'm not going to feed into that world of negativity and fear. I will listen if you ask, with boundaries, if I feel in the moment of listening to it. But you know what? But you don't have to be there if you don't want to, and that's what we need to, that's where we need to discern and step forward and detach and just be in that space. Once again, going back to the card, Kuan Yin, being curious and compassion, to hold that space of compassion, which equals love, and standing in that detachment, and standing in the place. And as we detach, and the more do we detach from everything that we hold on to, we can open up to a space to create. And that's what it's all about right now. It's all about creating this new world. It's all about, just not being fed up with the frenzy that's going on right now and being drawn into it. So I invite you, where can you step and be in compassion? Where can you be in the discernment? Where you can open up to detach from everything that's out there and open up to space and find time every day, people, to freaking laugh. And, I invite everyone every morning just to put on music and dance, go outside and scream, play, get bubbles, really going back to that child. Give yourself the time to really allow your inner child to play right now, because I'm a firm believer right now, just it's coming more and more. The more we can play and the more we can stroke that inner part of us that actually is the one part that's been shut down. What is the biggest thing that we heal? But there's other things we heal as far as ancestor bloodlines and all that. We can go past lives, and that's the whole nother dynamics. But in this form that we're in right now, wherever we are, the biggest thing that's hurt, the biggest thing that needs to be healed, the biggest thing that has been shut down is our little inner child, is that little inner part of us that, we forget about because we get so caught up in the responsibilities. We get so caught up in the worry of life. We get so burdened of bills and this and that and everything else, paying this off and paying that off. And we forget to have fun. We forget to laugh. We forget to play. And that's so important. Before the show tonight, I was out with my big dog, Finn, and he loves to be chased. And I just, was just chasing him around the pool. And it was just so funny seeing the joy it brought to me, just chasing him around and him running. And I got in the pool and was splashing him with water. And he was just loving life. And, I feel, Finn was brought to me, even though he's sometimes a pain, but his heart and his spirit is just that playfulness, and it's just reminding me every day, to stay in that. So I invite everybody to stay in that, or where you can stay in that, go buy bubbles, coloring books, and be out in nature. That's probably one of the most important things right now, is to stay in nature and love nature. And, hug a tree, and don't be afraid. Do it in the middle of a park with people all around, just hug the trees. They need us. And, open up to those spaces that we forgot about. My friend Ariana, who's been on the show before, oh my God, lovely story. I always have Ariana stories. She, the other day, I hope you're okay if I'm telling you this, Ariana, but her little washing machine broke. And she was so cute. She was on the phone. She bought this beautiful little fairy wand from the dollar store. And it was just the cutest little sparkly thing. So everybody go out and get a fairy wand. And, she just put magic on her washing machine, and it started working again. A miracle happened. She was in the playfulness, and her washing machine went in the spin cycle and started working again. And I was on the phone with her and got to witness it, and it was so fun. And I'm just like, wow, that's how you create magic. She was not in that moment, talking about the law of detachment. In that moment, she was not attached to anything but her little magic wall and the magical fairy inside of her. And boom, her washing machine worked again. And it was just so beautiful to watch her reaction and how she was in that childlike of, that's the magic of her, and see and witness her in that moment of complete love and magic. And for me, I looked at it, that was my moment to remember to stay in that. So I invite everybody else, once again, to find that magic. Go out to the dollar store and buy some cute little things. Or, if men are listening to the show, I don't know, go buy some trucks or, whatever that can kind of bring up that little inner child in us. So, we can get in that, that curious part of us. Little kids are always so curious, want to know everything, and look at the world, look at the world with open eyes of love and not afraid of anything. And then we step into it. And, as adults, we kind of lose that. And right now with the energies of the world, I really think that that's the key, is to step back into that right now, to open up to that space and learn to create from that space again, to be in that energy, and really start to know your body. Once again, I keep on going back to this, and this is something I'm working with as well right now. Really learn to listen to your body and what your body wants right now, because, on an energetic level, the planet's changing right now. I mean, science proves it, and we're changing right now. Our whole DNA structure is changing right now. How we function, how our body is right now. So the body is calling out to us saying, I need help. So, be playful, be curious with your body, be curious to love your body and ask it what it needs and what it requires, and thank it, for what it has done for you and what you've put it through, and the self-sabotage you put it through with all the things you might have eaten or done to it, and that higher part of you, and bringing those two together, so we can become that place of compassion, love, and joy, detached from all the nonsense that's being thrown at us right now. The nonsense that I feel that we're really here right now to, guide it, just to move through. It's like our biggest challenge right now. I mean, we chose to be here right in this day and time for this challenge, this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful new beginning of this world behind everything. But we are in the muck of the lotus right now. So just, it's just hold on for the ride and enjoy it. And if you find yourself getting bogged down, I'm telling you, take a nap. And, get in the shower, clearing water, just emotional flow is flowing right now. What's the best way to flow that away is in the shower, or splash water on you. Water's a wonderful way just to clear the energy real fast and keep you moving along. And as we move through. So I am going to do a little sound for us tonight. We're 8:51. Oh my gosh, I made it through the show. I'm going to give myself a big hug right now because, tonight, as I said, it's been a really long day today, and I was really like, what am I going to talk about tonight? So I thank you for listening to me, and I thank you for being the show. I thank you for everybody who supports my show. And spread the word. Tell people about it if you like the show, on Oneness Talk Radio. And if you have anything you'd like to call in. Also, Oneness Talk Radio right now is looking to expand. So if you have an interest of doing this, there's a lot of different options, podcasts, or you can do it live like me, an hour show, half-hour show. But if something interests you, give me on Oneness Talk, contact me at Oneness Talk Radio on Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour. I love to talk to you, because the Oneness Talk Radio is expanding. So if you have something you'd like to share with the world, we love to hear from you. And we like to open the Oneness Talk Radio up to expand so we can send these messages, because there's a lot of people out right now. So use your gifts, use your talents, use who you are right now, open to serve from the heart, plant the seeds out there, because, the balance is here right now between the fear and the love. And, it's up to us right now where we are. So, and people need our help right now. Everybody's in frantic mode. So where can you step back and be the love of you and be the truth of you and be who you are? Because when you are who you are, it expands everyone else out there. So in that ado, I'm going to take a drink of water, and I'm going to do a little sound for you tonight, do a little clearing the day. And let's set the attention for this clearing to be in a space of love. So I want everybody just to breathe. Take a deep breath in right now. And just really breathe into yourself. Put your hands on your heart. Allow the energy of you just to open up. And if anything is feeling just out of balance right now with stuff you're taking on, little bits, allow them to come to the surface. Look at them with curiosity, with compassion. Just kind of, just observe them. If they want to ask something, kind of ask them, do you need to say anything? Might be something you're holding on to, you need to release, to let go of. So give yourself this moment just to step into that space and feel into the energy of it, just to keep your field clear, just to open up to what is, knowing that the fear, it's okay. Allow the fear to know it's okay, that's in your body. You can go. You can be transmuted to love. I thank you for everything you've done, because the fear has helped us, along the way. Being in the fear sometimes, it has its own little purposes as well. But now it's time to move into a new way. It's time to move into the place of joy, of laughter, of love. It's time to play of creation, of not attaching ourselves to everything we leave attached to, and open up to a new space. And we can all do it. If we band together and we are together and we open up that space to commune with each other, to stop the competition with each other, and to open up to a space of love, to open up a space of truth, to open up to a space of compassion, to be who we are. Because we are meant to be here for a huge transformation in humanity, a huge transformation. And we are here in this time, not because we are weak, but because we are everybody on this planet are the strongest group of people, the strongest groups of humans that chose to come here at this time to move through this. So just remember that. The strength that lies within inside of you, if you're not feeling it right now, that you chose to come here in this time right now to move through this brand new energy that's never been. And how cool is that? And that's how powerful and potent you are. So, we're going to do a little clearing. Yeager's back in the room if you hear him. So, breathe, everyone, breathe.
Sending you cosmic heart love and gratitude for joining us at the Cosmic Tune-Up Happy Hour today. Join Rebecca next week at 5 p.m. Pacific right here at Oneness Talk Radio. Until then, keep on exploring you and changing from within.